Welcome back, everybody. This is Edwin the Magic Engineer, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about crypto again. I haven't had a cryptocurrency video for quite a while, and there's a video, this video specifically, I wanted to make this for quite a while because there's some interesting things that have gone on in like the last half a year, and something hit me like around Christmas time when I was thinking about this subject and kind of what it means. And I think it's really critical that anyone who's interested in crypto or invested in crypto really understands this point that I want to make. And so we'll get to this big point that I'm going to make just a little bit later in the video. But first, let me give you just a little bit of news for those who are not aware. Many of you know that the country of Venezuela is having some serious issues with hyperinflation of their currency. Their government switched over to socialism a while ago, and it's very unfortunate that that's been failing, and it's really been hurting the people in that country. Now toilet paper is really hard to get, crime rates are massively high, and the inflation rate is through the roof, and people were breaking into the zoo just to actually get to capture zoo animals for food for the family. Not a good situation. So, and this is one of the most oil-rich nations in the planet. You know, they had so much going for them, and now it's just bad. So with all this instability of their currency, the government, the Maduro government, was wanting to go back to some form of money that people actually trust, because they lost the faith of the people with the old form of money, which was the Bolivar Fuerte. And so they shifted over to, or at least supposedly, I don't know the exact status, over to a new form of Bolivar. On February 20th of 2018, they launched an actual cryptocurrency, and they called it the Petro. And let me switch over to a camera here so you can actually see what this thing looks like. Well, not the actual currency, but this is a Wikipedia page. This is the official symbol for the Petro. And so you can just look this up right here and verify the types of things that I'm describing to you about the actual creation and times and everything of the actual Petro. So the important thing about it is that as far as we know, that is a currency that actually was created on February 20th. It's apparently backed by the oil and mineral reserves of Venezuela. And there's a problem with it because it might violate U.S. sanctions. And this they also issued a new currency that was actually backed by this Petro cryptocurrency, and it's called the Bolivar Soberana, which I guess means sovereign Bolivar. And now, like I said, that's replacing the Bolivar Fuerte, and there was supposedly 38.4 million Petros that were actually sold between February 20th of 2018 and March 19th of 2018. And all of those tokens, all of that Petro is pre-mined. So it's not like they have miners sitting there running, and as far as I know, there's not more about to come out. So there's a fixed amount of it, right? Which, technically should be kind of deflationary for a currency, assuming that it would start with a certain value, but who knows how it's going to start. And there is going to be another phase 2 of Petro launch where there's 44 million tokens coming out, and I don't really know what that means in terms of making a new one. So anyways, that's just some background on the cryptocurrency called the Petro. So that was February 20th when it was actually launched. And on the next day, the 21st, there was another one called Petro Gold that was launched. And that cryptocurrency is apparently gold backed. And I don't really know if that one's backed by Venezuela's actual gold reserves, or if it's some form of loan to get the gold that actually is backing it. Or is it debt leveraged, or is it rehypothecated gold with lots of owners? I have no idea. But apparently the next day there was another petrodollar that was actually released called the Petro Gold. But that's just the background on it. Here's the point of the video. Here's the information I want you guys to realize. That the whole idea that cryptocurrency investors typically have, all the people, all your friends, maybe you, that actually buy cryptocurrency, and you really want it to go up in value so you can actually sell it. So you're not using it like a currency, you're using it like a speculative investment. And then I've had other videos talking about that stuff. In fact, I did another video, I'm going to link it right now, where I actually showed the five reasons I don't buy cryptocurrency. And this point I'm going to tell you is like a sixth point, right? It's not one of those 5, but those 5 are rock solid, right? So the whole idea behind buying a cryptocurrency for most people is you want the value to go up and then you want to sell it. The hope is that the rest of the world is going to say, wow, that's a great idea, that cryptocurrency. Here's some of my current US dollars or what RMB or whatever. They'll buy that crypto from you at that current market price. And if you bought it way lower, well, now you've made all this money. So the hope is that the world adopts it, basically, right? But there's a problem with that. And the problem is, first, it's two main things. One of the first problems is that just in general, people that don't have that currency, they don't like the idea of someone else just getting completely rich off the fact that they were just the first people to buy it, right? Like imagine if like all the people in France, now they all had their wealth and they all had their jobs and their businesses, maybe it was handed down their family. The point is they worked for it, they earned it, this is money that they had. And then you've got this group of like 5 people in Spain that owned like all of this whatever currency that they were going to adopt. And now the government said, you all have to adopt this one cryptocurrency over here. And now all the people had to take all of their wealth, all of their value and give it to like 5 people in Spain. And so these 5 people got crazy rich. And now those people in France can now use that new cryptocurrency. But it's like all that wealth kind of went to these 5 people just for the simple fact that they were the first people to buy it. So, and I'm not saying that's happened. What I'm saying is there is a reason why that a country would not want to adopt an existing cryptocurrency. Because giving up all of the wealth of your nation to a small group of investors that haven't done any work to actually earn it is a terrible thought to many of the people inside of that nation. That's one thing, to just really get that in your head. The second thing is that, you guys, cryptocurrency is open source code. It's not like if you wanted to make your own crypto, you have to invent it all from scratch. You can look at the existing form of crypto in its open source stance, copy paste, make a couple of changes, and make your own cryptocurrency, right? And that's exactly why you have so many cryptocurrencies. That's the reason why you've got Litecoin and Ethereum and Ripple and Dogecoin and all these other cryptocurrencies, is because once the currency is made, it's very secure, but to make another currency that's separate is really easy. So think about that for a second. If you have a nation, and let's say the United States, for instance, wanted to go to a cryptocurrency, well, why would they take all of the wealth of America and just hand it over to a small group of investors when you can just copy the code, make your own cryptocurrency, and use that? That's been the question. That's been the speculation for a while. Now you see why this ties back to Venezuela and the whole Bolivar and the hyperinflation situation. Here was a country. This was your actual example, crypto people. Here was a nation that wanted to go to cryptocurrency. They desired it. It's like the plan worked, right? A nation looked at it and said, we want to base some of our national currency on this idea of crypto, right? It's like, woo, success, right? No. They didn't buy Bitcoin. They didn't buy Litecoin. They didn't buy Ripple. They didn't buy Ethereum. They copied the code, made their own. And that's the big point I want all of you to recognize, right? And why wouldn't they, right? If you were a nation and your currency was failing and you wanted to switch to another system, why would you take all the wealth of your nation and just give it to these guys that have this existing code? It's like, why would you pay a chef $20 million for his secret recipe when it's sitting right there on the internet? You can see the recipe and he had no ability to sue you whatsoever. You could just take it and do it. Why are you going to give the guy $20 million for it? You're not, right? So now it's not only theoretical, it happened. An actual nation moved to adopt a cryptocurrency and they did not use Bitcoin, Litecoin, any of those, right? So there you go. That actually, I think in my perspective, that's a huge reason not to be an early investor in cryptocurrency. Because even if it's possible, like the list of 5 issues that I brought up before, even if the world somehow gets past those issues with crypto and the entire world, or even like a nation or a small group, decides to actually switch to a cryptocurrency, why are they going to use the one that you're invested in? right? Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, well, Edwin, if this is true, why does the Bitcoin and Litecoin and all these others maintain value? I don't think most people understand what I just explained to you. I think most people don't see that. They don't understand it. The investors of the world don't get it. And I've had this conversation with people many times, and I've tried to explain it. I've tried to put that message out. So now you know, right? Now you know. So what are you going to do about it, right? Now, personally, this is why I do not buy cryptocurrency these days. And it's not because I don't think cryptocurrency is a good idea. It's not because I don't believe in it as a possible solution. It's because the current ones that exist, there's reasons why, even if it was something that a government or a people decided to adopt, that they wouldn't use that one, right? So that's my big point. I hope that was useful to all you guys. And I know I don't do a ton of financial videos anymore, but if you guys like this, if you're appreciating this, leave some comments below. If I missed something and like, hey, Edwin, you're an idiot, you forgot this one point. Okay, great, fine. Tell me, just put it below. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Bye.